Have you ever felt like life's throwing punches you didn't see coming? A friend's betrayal, a health scare, or the weight of loss can leave you reeling, especially in your 40s, 50s, or 60s when every setback hits harder. You're not alone. But what if you could face these storms with unshakable calm and even grow stronger? That's the promise of Stoicism, a practical, time-tested philosophy that's helped warriors, leaders, and everyday folks like us find peace amid chaos. In this video, we'll unpack 5 Stoic strategies to navigate life's toughest moments, from fractured friendships to personal crises. Stick with me, apply these tools, and you'll not only survive but thrive. Hit that subscribe button, share your story in the comments, and let's build a community that rises together. Your stronger self starts now. Section 1. Why friendships can be hard. Friendships can feel like navigating a battlefield. One day you're sharing laughs over coffee. The next you're stung by a careless remark or ghosted when you need them most. For those of us in our 40s, 50s, or 60s, these moments hit harder. We've got enough on our plates, aging parents, career shifts, health scares, without friends adding to the chaos. But here's the raw truth: the pain doesn't come from their actions alone. It comes from how we let those actions pierce our inner calm. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. Think about that. A friend's betrayal is like a storm blowing through. You can't stop the wind, but you can decide whether to stand firm or let it knock you down. Stoicism teaches us to draw a line between what's ours to control and what isn't. That's the dichotomy of control, and it's a game changer. Let's say your buddy cancels dinner again, leaving you feeling like you don't matter. Your instinct might be to stew, to fire off a passive-aggressive text. But Epictetus would ask, why let someone else's choice dictate your peace? Instead, try this: pause, breathe, and ask yourself, what can I control here? You can't make them show up, but you can choose to let it slide and focus on what brings you joy, like calling someone who does value your time. This isn't about suppressing anger, it's about redirecting it into something that serves you. Now, consider a heavier blow. A friend spreads a rumor about you at work, right when you're gunning for a promotion. The sting is real, and it's tempting to confront them or spiral into self-doubt. But take a page from Admiral William McRaven, who led Navy SEALs through chaos. You cannot paddle the boat alone, but you can choose who's in it. A Stoic would reflect, is this person worth my energy? If they're toxic, set boundaries, calmly, firmly, without drama. If they're redeemable, have an honest talk, not to accuse but to clarify. Seneca said, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Don't let your mind amplify the wound. Finally, picture this: you're grieving a parent and a friend doesn't check in. The loneliness cuts deep. Before you assume they don't care, practice what psychologist Carol Dweck calls a growth mindset. Assume good intent but address the gap. Reach out. Say, I'm struggling and I could use you. It's vulnerable but powerful. Stoicism isn't about being a lone wolf. It's about choosing actions that align with your values. So ask yourself, what's one friendship draining you right now? How can you respond, not react, to protect your peace? Life's too short for grudges. Like a fire tempers steel, these challenges can forge a stronger, wiser you. Use them. Section 2. The dichotomy of control. Life at 40, 50, or 60 is like steering a ship through a storm. You've got waves crashing, maybe a diagnosis that blindsides you, a job loss that shakes your confidence, or the gut punch of losing someone you love. These moments test your grit, and that's where Stoicism's dichotomy of control becomes your anchor. Epictetus nailed it when he said, some things are up to us and some things are not. It's simple but profound. Focus on what's in your hands and let the rest slip through like sand. What's in your control? Your thoughts, your choices, how you carry yourself through the fire. What's not? Other people's actions, the economy, your body's betrayals, or the ticking clock. This isn't about giving up, it's about fighting the right battles. Take a health scare like a cancer diagnosis. You can't control the disease itself, but you can control how you face it. Researching treatments, leaning on loved ones, or finding meaning in each day. Marcus Aurelius wrote, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. That's your power, deciding how the storm shapes you. Let's break it down with a real-world scenario. You're passed over for a promotion you've poured years into. The rejection burns, and your mind races with thoughts of unfairness or failure. Stoicism says, pause. Step 1, name the trigger. Here it's the boss's decision and your bruised ego. Step 2, sort what's yours. You can't control their choice or office politics, but you can control your next move, polishing your skills, seeking feedback, or exploring new paths. Step 3. Act where you have power. Maybe you schedule a candid talk with your boss, not to vent but to understand and grow. Or you channel that energy into a side hustle, like J.K. Rowling did when she wrote Harry Potter amid rejection and hardship. The point is, you don't let the sting define you, you build from it. Now picture losing a parent. The grief is a tidal wave and no one's words can fix it. Friends might say the wrong thing or worse, say nothing. It's tempting to resent them, to feel abandoned. But Seneca reminds us, we are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality. You can't control their response, but you can control yours. Reach out to one person you trust and say, "I need to talk." Or write a letter to your loved one, pouring out your heart to find closure. These small acts are like planting seeds in barren soil. They don't erase the pain, but they nurture healing. Here's a practical exercise. Grab a pen and split a page into 2 columns, what I control and what I don't. Think of a challenge you're facing right now. Maybe it's a strained marriage, a financial hit, or just the weight of feeling stuck. List what's in each column. Then focus only on the first one. Ask, what's one step I can take today to move forward? If you're stuck, channel General Dwight Eisenhower, who said, "The plan is useless, but planning is indispensable." Map out your response, even if it's just a walk to clear your head or a call to a mentor. This mindset is like a compass in the wilderness of midlife. It doesn't stop the chaos, but it guides you through. As psychologist Angela Duckworth, who studies grit, puts it, effort counts twice. Your effort to focus on what you control, your attitude, your actions, amplifies your strength. So, reflect. What's one area of your life where you're fighting the wrong battle? How can you shift your energy to what's truly yours? Life's storms will rage, but you can choose to sail with purpose, not drift in despair. Section 3. Staying calm with negative visualization. Life in your 40s, 50s, or 60s can feel like walking through a forest where the path keeps shifting. A health crisis, a career setback, or the ache of losing someone close can hit like lightning. The Stoics had a tool to steady your footing: premeditatio malorum, or negative visualization. It's not about wallowing in gloom, it's about staring down the worst possibilities so they lose their power to rattle you. Think of it as a firefighter running drills before the blaze. When the flames come, you're ready. Imagine you're facing a medical diagnosis, like high blood pressure or early-stage arthritis. It's scary and your mind races to worst-case scenarios: disability, dependency, a life curtailed. Negative visualization invites you to lean into those fears deliberately. Picture the diagnosis progressing. Maybe you need medication or surgery. Now rehearse your response. Would you research treatment options calmly? Lean on a trusted friend? Find small joys like a morning walk to anchor your days? Seneca said, "He robs present ills of their power who has perceived their coming beforehand." By mentally walking this path, you strip the fear of its sting and build a quiet confidence. Here's how to make it work in your life. Step 1. Carve out 5 minutes of stillness, maybe over coffee or right after the kids are in bed. Step 2. Pick a real worry. Let's say it's your job. You're 55 and rumors of layoffs are swirling. Imagine the pink slip lands on your desk. Feel the weight of it, but don't drown. Step 3. Map your response. You might update your resume, reach out to old colleagues, or take an online course to sharpen your skills. Visualize yourself moving forward with grit, not despair. This isn't pessimism, it's preparation, like a general plotting strategy before battle. Now apply it to loss. Say you're grieving a sibling who passed unexpectedly. The pain is raw and you're dreading the holidays without them. Negative visualization means picturing that empty chair at Thanksgiving. Feel the sorrow, but then ask, how can I honor them? Maybe you cook their favorite dish or share a story that makes everyone laugh through tears. By preparing, you're not ambushed by grief, you're ready to face it with purpose. As General Colin Powell once said, a dream doesn't become reality through magic. It takes sweat, determination, and hard work. Your emotional work here is just as vital. Or take a subtler challenge, the slow drift of feeling irrelevant. At 60, you might notice younger colleagues dismissing your ideas or friends not calling as often. It stings. Visualize this isolation growing. Maybe you're left out of plans or overlooked at work. Now plan your move. Could you mentor someone, sharing your hard-earned wisdom? Join a community group to forge new connections? Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you but how you react to it that matters. You can't control others' perceptions, but you can control your purpose. This practice is like forging a shield in the fire of your mind. It doesn't erase hardship, but it ensures you meet it standing tall. Try it today. Think of one fear, maybe a strained marriage or an upcoming surgery. Ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen and how would I respond with strength? Then take one small step toward that response, like journaling your plan or talking to someone you trust. As psychologist Brené Brown says, vulnerability is not winning or losing, it's having the courage to show up. Negative visualization gives you that courage, not by dodging life's blows, but by teaching you to take them and keep walking. So, what's one challenge you can prepare for right now to reclaim your calm? Section 4. Setting boundaries the Stoic way. At 40, 50, or 60, life feels like a long campaign, full of victories, scars, and lessons hard won. But sometimes the people closest to us, like shrapnel, wound us most. A colleague undermines you in a meeting. A sibling leans on you endlessly but never listens. These aren't just annoyances, they're threats to your inner fortress. The Stoics didn't talk about boundaries in the modern sense, but they lived them, fiercely guarding their peace while anyway. Setting boundaries, Stoic style, is like raising a shield, not to push others away but to protect what matters, your values, your sanity, your soul. Marcus Aurelius said, "If you are pained by external things, it is not they that disturb you, but your own judgment of them. And it is in your power to wipe out that judgment now." A boundary isn't about controlling others, it's about owning your space. Let's say a friend keeps unloading their drama, leaving you drained. You can't change their habits, but you can decide how much you absorb. Maybe you limit calls to 20 minutes or steer talks to lighter ground. That's not selfish, it's wisdom, aligning your life with what Seneca called the good: virtue, reason, and self-respect. Here's a 3-step Stoic way to set boundaries that stick. Step 1. Clarify your North Star. What do you stand for at this stage of life? Maybe it's loyalty, growth, or peace. If a relationship, say a cousin who guilts you into loans you can't afford, clashes with those values, it's time to draw a line. Step 2. Speak your truth with calm resolve. The Stoics prized clarity over rage. If your boss keeps piling on work after hours, try, "I value my role here, but to do my best, I need evenings to recharge. Can we prioritize tasks during work hours?" It's firm, not aggressive. Step 3. Back your words with action. If the boundary's ignored, like a neighbor who keeps borrowing tools and forgets to return them, act. Politely decline next time or lock your garage. You're not punishing, you're protecting. Take a heavier case. A family member who criticizes your every move, maybe your parenting or career choices. It stings, especially when you're already wrestling with midlife doubts. A Stoic wouldn't lash out or stew, they'd act. Have a direct talk. "I hear your concerns, but constant criticism makes it hard for us to connect. Let's focus on what's working." If they don't ease up, limit contact. Maybe skip every other Sunday dinner. It's tough but liberating. As Oprah Winfrey, no stranger to hard-won boundaries, says, "You get in life what you have the courage to ask for." Courage here means choosing peace over pleasing others. Or consider a professional betrayal. You're 48, mentoring a younger colleague who then takes credit for your ideas. The Stoic response? Address it calmly. "I noticed my proposal was presented as yours. I'd like us to clarify contributions going forward." If it persists, escalate to HR or shift focus to allies who respect you. It's not vengeance, it's integrity, like General Patton demanding discipline not for ego, but for the mission. Boundaries aren't walls, they're gates, letting in what builds you up and keeping out what tears you down. Here's a quick practice. Think of someone who's draining you. Ask, what value of mine are they crossing? Then set one boundary, small but firm. Maybe you mute their texts after 9 p.m. or say, "I can't take on that favor right now." Notice how it feels. Does it free you? Empower you? As Epictetus put it, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Boundaries are that mastery. So reflect, who's crossing your line and what's one boundary you can set today to reclaim your strength? Life's too precious to let others dim your light. Like a tree pruning dead branches, cutting what doesn't serve you lets you grow taller, stronger, and truer to the person you're meant to be. Section 5. Letting go with a more fatty. By the time you hit your 40s, 50s, or 60s, life's taught you that not everything bends to your will. A diagnosis, a career dead end, or the fading of a loved one's voice, they're like winds that reshape the landscape of your soul. This is where the Stoic idea of a more fatty, loving your fate, becomes a quiet revolution. It's not about grinning through pain, it's about embracing every scar, every stumble as a thread in the tapestry of who you are. Picture this: you're 52 and your company downsizes, leaving you jobless after decades of loyalty. The betrayal cuts deep and anger brews. A more fatty asks you to sit with it, not to deny the hurt, but to accept it as part of your story. Epictetus said, "Don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do, and you will go on well." Instead of clinging to resentment, ask, "What can this teach me?" Maybe it's time to pivot, start that small business you've dreamed of, or mentor others with your expertise. The loss becomes a spark, not a shackle. Or think about a deeper wound, your spouse's sudden illness, like a stroke that changes everything. The fear and grief are tidal, threatening to drown you. Amor fati doesn't mean you love their suffering. It means you accept this chapter and choose to act with courage. Maybe you become their fiercest advocate, learning medical jargon overnight, or you find solace in small rituals like reading together. As Cheryl Strayed, who navigated her own grief, wrote, "Acceptance is a small, quiet room. You step into that room and find strength you didn't know you had." Here's how to practice it. When life hits hard, grab a notebook. Write the raw truth, what happened, how it feels. Then force yourself to find one gift in the wreckage. Lost your job? Maybe it's freedom to redefine success. A loved one gone? Their memory might inspire you to live bolder. Take a health scare. A heart condition at 60 might push you to walk daily, savoring sunrises you once ignored. This isn't sugarcoating, it's alchemy, turning pain into purpose. Amor fati is like a river smoothing jagged stones. It softens the edges of your suffering, not by erasing it, but by showing you its place in your growth. As General James Mattis once said, "You don't control the world, but you control your response." So try it today. Think of one hardship, a missed opportunity, a strained bond, or a personal setback. Ask, how can I love this as part of my path? What's one lesson it's offering me? Then take one step toward that lesson, like calling an old friend or signing up for a class. Life's winds will blow, but with Amor fati you learn to sail them, not just survive. Life's battles, broken bonds, health scares, or losses, don't define you, your response does. Stoicism hands you the tools to stand tall. Control what you can, prepare for the worst, set boundaries, and embrace every moment, even the painful ones. Now it's on you. Pick one strategy from today, maybe pausing before reacting or journaling your fears, and start small, but start now. You're stronger than you know, and every step builds a wiser, calmer you. Join us on this journey. Hit that subscribe button, like this video, and share your story in the comments. What challenge are you facing, and how will you meet it? Let's grow together, week after week, turning life's chaos into purpose. Don't just watch, act. Your next chapter starts today.